So we need to have a quick clean up of these floor panels. If you haven't got these discs, they're amazing. It's like a nylon type material. Doesn't affect the metal. So if we come down here, look at what we were dealing with. So this is some heat damage and surface rust from storage. Here you can see where I've been stripping it off. So we've got the whole panel to do both sides. We don't quite need to come to this very edge here because we're going to be cutting it off. Anyway, that's going to be taking a little while. Probably won't be able to do down in here, but we'll make sure there's loads of Tetrasil wax for that. So yeah, I got a busy job with the angle grinder. Clearing up the sound deadening here so I can get margins for my welds. Something a bit strange here under the floor. I mean, there was a lump in the sound deadening there, but this, there we go, it's come out now. Just looks like a piece of solid core wire or coat hanger. Must have got left inside the car when they slapped in the sound deadening. Shows they weren't really that bothered, I guess. Oh well, it's not in there anymore. Here I am working on just removing this piece of floor. You know it's a top quality bodge when you dodgy overseal. Still got its label on, and not only that, there's a piece of 90-degree angle iron making up the edge of the sill. So this piece is angle iron here. It's only about what, 1.5 centimetres by 1.5 centimetres, presumably because it was so far gone along the edge here. They thought they'd put that there to weld to. Anyway, so we're getting this pulled off, and yeah, we'll have that cut out in a minute. Time for a quick tidy up, guys. Couldn't take it anymore. Now we've got a fair bit cut out on this side. Well, all of this needs to become dustpan brushfuls. One bag of rust then. Unbelievably, I've cleaned up, which is nice. Just getting this heel board end offered up then in here. Did a little bit overlap on the original heel board, so I've got a bit to cut off. But what we'll do is we'll get the subframe bolted up in here, and then we'll score a line on the inside. So from inside the car under the back seat, we'll score down here, and then we'll know how much to cut off when these are in the subframe bolt holes. I'll show you from inside. So that section in there, we'll get it all lined up. One subframe in place, connected on its rear trunnions, and obviously the front one on the other side. So here we have the bolts going into our new heel board section, and up in here we've got it clamped to the sort of bin closing panel, the square one that always rusts. And on the inside, if I can get the phone up on the inside here, we can see the fitment. So we just need to draw that line, a vertical line there, to trim that for the butt weld. So I think that is in its correct position and is all going to work out pretty well. You can see up under there. So next up, draw the line up in here, and then drop out the subframe, trim the panel. I also need to obviously do some fixing up along here to make a good edge there. And then I've got to prep all of this, get rid of the undersill, you know, an inch or so, get rid of the top, I don't know what this is, rubberized tar soundproofing. And yeah, then we'll try putting the floor up underneath and then marking the floor to be the right size. Easy to see here where the overseal goes further under and touches the car, traps it all and creates that rust line in the floor along there. Let's have a look at the other side. So you can see in there, that's where the overseals meet in the floor and ruining everyone's day. I've got to get this piece of inner seal here, which was actually not too bad. This skinny panel here with the rubber in it. So this piece, we'll have him off of there because we'll probably reuse him. Anyway, lots more work to do. Got to remove this piece of edge from. So at the minute I've got this actually on the outside, just wanting to bring this up close so then I can get a closer mark of where I need to cut. And I'm wondering to myself, my little line here of approximation of floor where this joggle should be, I measured it from the back, and you can see here as well, I sort of said, oh, it'll be about this long. I actually cut it slightly shorter than that to give myself access, and I'm way over here, way over. I mean, obviously I've got too much width, but that was on purpose. It's a bit curious as to what was wrong with this. These were second-hand panels. Let me show you what's going on here. So here at the back, there's a bit of a problem. That's where the subframe's mounting, and that's the back of the panel. So I can only assume that that is a van panel or a pickup panel. Oh well. Hopefully the seatbelt mount here is in the right place. I think it is from the front. I will measure that one over there from the front to there, just to make sure it's in the right place before I adjust, because I think all I need to do is obviously trim off a bit at the back here and make a return. So, you know, gonna be a little bit more work than I thought, but you know, it's all progress. With this trimmed off the end here, 4 inches it is. That's the difference in wheelbase between a saloon and a van. So we've trimmed off 4 inches, and then we have this return to fold up now, which I'll do. But I have had it up under the car, and I sprayed through the hole, so you'll see this witness line showing me where I need to get much closer to with my cut, and then I'll be able to fit this from the inside. So there we go, that's a proper patch, and a bit more to do. Place it in the inside of the car, fettle. First up though, folding this return on here. So that's the original end piece of the panel, and you can see how there's no folded over bit on the inner sill, and then there's a bit of a relief here and also there for where it tucks in around the heel board. Now what I want to show you is I've replicated that here. So we've removed this piece here, and we've got this here, and that's all the same now. Obviously we folded on this return to match this one. However, what is interesting here, and this is the problem that you're always going to have with these, well, maybe even the original factory parts, but certainly the aftermarket parts, is they're not treating between the two pieces of metal. So you can see there it was already like trapped rust under there, and it's going to be the same all the way along here, but there's not really much I can do about that. I don't want to pick that outer sill off. So, you know, when people say the rust sets in, yeah, it's hard. There's not much you can do. Obviously we will seam seal along here,
when we get that far, but these panels are already a little bit old, so just something to show, be aware of. Right, so you've just hopefully seen a little bit of footage of this with the screws in the back of the car fitting up nicely. So lifted the panel out again now that it all fits properly in the car. So we're not going to have this fitted in this video, obviously it's already been a few minutes, and yeah, it just takes a long time for me to fit this in around work and everything else, family. So this is how far I've got, but next bit is basically clean and prep all of the surfaces and then get ready to actually install it in the car. And this heel board panel here will get welded to the inner sill just in there, and yeah, then that will be ready to, this will all go in as one piece. And then we do also have to save this long thin piece of metal off of the old inner sill, so I'm just going to drill out those welds along that edge, and then we'll attach this to the new inner sill. So I just need to take all this paint off, especially at the edges. I mean, some of this can be maybe done later, but probably prefer to do it now so we don't make a huge mess in the car. I'm going to have to weld in that as well, even though I'm not going to have a jacking point down there. I am actually going to weld that in just to give a bit of strength between the outer seal and the inner seal, because I haven't got the slinger brackets at the front and the back, so having something part way down will give it a bit of strength, obviously. And then the cross member is right here. We'll get some wax oil and some more paint down in here. This is where we'll get that spot welded on. We've got our tech screws through so we can get this in exactly the same position again. So all of that to prep, and obviously take the paint off the underside as well, because this is just an e-coat paint on, so it's not great, and as you can see it's flaking off where it's surface rusting. Obviously in the car, prepping all around these edges as well. I know that's not the most exciting video, but if you knew the hours it's taken just to get to this point since the last video, eventually I just need to commit to a video and get something together. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one when hopefully we'll actually get the panel welded in.